Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 people who had way too much time on their hands. So are you ever in a rush and have a packed schedule? Well, these people never do, as they had way too much time on their hands. So here are people who make the worst use of their time by doing outrageous things. But before we check them out, why not subscribe and press that big, beautiful notification bell. Coming in at number 10 is Ball Pit. So kids' ball pits can be very fun, but it seems like this kid didn't have fun on his mind. Instead of jumping in the pit and throwing the balls in the air, he did something a little bit different. Instead, he arranged every single ball in color code. I'm not sure how he even did this without messing them up walking through it. But I have to say, this is kind of impressive, but at the same time kind of weird. I mean, was this even a kid? Was there a grown man doing this in a kid's ball pit? Either way, I think we should be concerned. Next up is coins. So you likely have a bunch of coins lying around your house that you don't use. Well, one guy decided to do something with his coins while he was bored at work. He spent the day making this incredible sculpture. Now, that sculpture would be pretty cool if he was an artist, but seeing as he's not, he's likely gonna get fired for this. It must have taken at least a solid day's work to get this done. And of course, that means he wasn't doing any actual work while he was making this. Then again, it did go viral online, so maybe it was worth it. I mean, what would you rather have, a stable job and a good wage, or a viral internet photo? My answer should be pretty obvious. Next up is whiteout. So whiteout can be super useful at school for getting work done. It means you can remove any evidence of wrong answers in your tests and get A's. And also, if you make a big mistake on a business document at work, you can white it out. Well, one guy did a whole lot of whiting out one day at work, except it wasn't to any documents. Instead, he whited out his entire banana. I sure hope he doesn't eat it after this, as it's probably now poisonous. And he also whited out his own pencil. Yeah, this guy clearly has way too much time in his hands. The fact that he couldn't stop at the banana is proof enough. Leave a comment telling me the craziest thing you've ever whited out. And sorry Snoop Dogg, but you can't comment yourself. Next up is Ghostbusters. So this is someone with way too much time in their hands at work. One day somebody walked into their local store and saw this. As you can see, somebody used boxes of Coca-Cola to recreate the Ghostbusters logo perfectly. This seems like something a true artist would do, not some guy working at a store. Most workers in the stores I go to can't even be bothered to put things on the shelf properly, let alone create this incredible and flawless image of the Ghostbusters logo. I don't know if corporate sent them instructions on this, but it is seriously impressive. Whoever the guy who did this is, he needs a promotion. You know what, why not just make him CEO? Next up is strawberry. Now, before I start this, I don't want any comments about how I say strawberry. I don't think it's weird, but every time I say it, I get a million comments about it. Anyway, we all know strawberries have a bunch of pips in them, but I bet you have never thought of taking them all out. To be honest, I didn't even know you could take them out. But one guy got a toothpick and actually removed every single pip from his strawberry. I'm not sure if this is some kind of weird OCD thing, otherwise it's going to take him a long time to eat a box of strawberries. Either way, he was so proud he took a photo and sent it to his friend. His friend then made it go viral, and it's not hard to see why, as this is seriously weird. Who knows, maybe this guy's starting his own strawberry farm. Next up is X's and O's. So, who doesn't love the game X's and O's or Noughts and Crosses? I'm sure we all played it as kids when we were bored on a road trip. Yeah, that was before iPads existed. But anyway, it turns out nobody is too old for X's and O's. One day a guy heard some odd noises, so he looked out of his office window and saw this. As you can see, there's an X on the road where these construction workers are working. Or should I say not working, as they were doing this instead. As you can see, they were using their digger and rakes to play X's and O's. They used the X painted on the ground as the base X and then used rakes and diggers to do the rest. I just hope their boss isn't seeing this. Or the mayor of this town who hired them to work on this road, as they likely will be getting fired. I mean, they're slacking off, and then there's using a public highway to play X's and O's. Next up is Post-it. What's the most creative thing you've done with a Post-it note? Probably just a small cartoon or something, right? Well, one day some workers got a little bored. Scratch that, very bored, as they made this. As you can see, they made an amazing 8-bit Mario character out of Post-it notes. I didn't even know you could get all these colors of Post-it notes, but I guess you can. I just hope they remove these all before the boss comes back, otherwise they are all getting fired. I have to say though, this is pretty amazing art and must have taken a while, even if it does mean wasting a lot of office supplies. I think these guys took the idea of Casual Friday a little bit too far. Next up is Swan. So, do any of you guys like origami? Chances are, if you've ever done any, the first thing you made was a swan. It's a pretty simple beginner thing to do, and a lot of people love doing them. But one guy at work went above and beyond when he was bored one day. Instead of just making a regular origami swan, he made this. I have to say, this is a total masterpiece and must have taken him hours. I'm not sure if this guy's Japanese or something, but he definitely has some natural talent when it comes to origami making. He sent it to his friend who was impressed not only by his creation, but also by his lack of work ethic. Next up is Infinity Pringles. So on this list we've seen people get very bored with food, from bananas to strawberries. But now we're gonna look at something which shouldn't even be possible. Somehow somebody was able to make a circle out of Pringles. This guy deserves to be an architect, as this is true engineering. Honestly, this is more impressive than most buildings. This must have taken the guy a while, and I can't imagine how many Pringles he dropped and broke during this. I think I'd probably get a little too hungry to actually make this. But to be honest, if somebody made this, I wouldn't want to eat it, as I wouldn't want to mess it up. Well, unless I hadn't had food for over 5 minutes. Next up is bands. So, do any of you guys have bands? Maybe not, but one thing most workplaces have is rubber bands. That is why one guy decided to do something educational while at work. He made the solar system out of rubber bands. Well, at least he made 2 planets in the solar system. He made scale models of the Earth and Moon out of rubber bands. And in case you thought they were simply circles, he even labeled them. And of course he was sure to label Paul's productivity at work today. I have to say, I haven't seen anything this accurate before. Although if I wasn't him, I wouldn't have put my name in this, otherwise his boss might see him and fire him. I mean, it wouldn't exactly be hard, just look for a Paul with 2 giant rubber band balls in his office. But anyway, click on the poll in the top right corner and you can vote for the thing that you thought was most pointless and crazy on this list. I think it's gotta be the strawberries, as that seems way too insane. But if you want more amazing videos, check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment, so be sure to check it out. But as always, thanks for watching. Click some more videos on screen right now, leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s for new videos every single day.